let's open up the application. So we can come in here and select a molecule.
Now, my joke here when the molecule renders in 3D is that for all I know we could be looking at a beer molecule. So what the heck are we looking at?
So this, as far as I understand, is a protein that sits on the surface of a human cell. The cell wall kind of is in this region here, and this provides an opening here. This protein is of interest in relation to beta blocker drugs. So if I turn on additional molecules, we see one molecule in here that is actually a beta blocker. So a scientist might research how it interacts with the other geometry in this area. So I might look at it, right here is a sort of cartoon rendering. I could change it to modal reviewing each atom. And it doesn't make sense to me, but to a scientist, they would understand the geometry of how this relates to the different...
Now, can you zoom back out on this thing just to show that, hey, you know, the power of WPF on the actual Surface device? You can see that's quite a complex molecule, and WPF is doing quite a good job in 3D. Wouldn't you argue yes?
I would. Actually, the performance is very reasonable on this. So another thing I point out is along the top, we have a list of all the amino acids that encode this protein. So that your DNA has a sequence of encoded amino acids that wrap up and generate the protein. So if we look at, you can see that it's sort of one continuous strand of amino acids that wraps up into a particular geometry. And so in this model here, I can come up here and select particular ones. You can see the selection down here.
Right.
And this is, I can also select through...
you can select with your fingers, or you can select through the control of the amino acids on top. I get it. Very nice.
And we can take a quick look at this is a very large protein. This is a smaller one with a simpler geometry. Here the performance is even better.
And it's Surface, so you could be rotating while I'm spinning, you know, because it's multi-user input. That's one of the beautiful things about Surface.
And there's different coloring modes. So here we're viewing the temperature.
And all these mean something to scientists, these different coloring modes.
Right, it's the microscopic level. Temperature is essentially how fast something's wiggling. So you can see how the lighter areas over here are less rigid, and the darker areas are more rigid. It's kind of interesting.
That is just awesome. Okay, Kevin, thanks so much for the demo. Very cool.
Thanks.